So let me know what you think of this video. It is actually real time, us figuring something out and explaining everything that we're figuring out as we're going through it, as well as all the stuff that we know going into it. There's a ton of like dense information in this. So maybe not for everyone, but if you like this format of a video, let me know, because there's probably 30 different concepts that we discussed after this that we could easily do videos like this on. Yeah, it's very, very in-depth, kind of tutorial-esque, but not really. You'll see. I think it's a fun watch. And I think it has value to new skateboarders and especially skaters who have been doing it for a while, who are trying to figure some new things out and old habits are holding them back. So I was under the impression this video is going to be about holding grinds, but it's actually not. It's about how to drive puddles in the most genius way possible. You take your FPs, you don't put them on your feet. You just...
Look at how, like...
Yeah, it's got squeegee technology in every FP insole. You're welcome, Joey. I think I just sold at least 3 pairs of FPs for you.
I think I deserve a box now.
It'd be so redundant to ever send me, like, insoles. Like, what am I going to do? Like, put it on my seat so my butt's more comfortable? Like, I'd use it as lumbar support before I would... Like, I'm not jumping down anything.
I don't know if it works on a ledge.
Why would it not work on a ledge? I'm going to explain to you the logic, because he has a theory on this, too. So, basically, this video is vaguely about front 5.0s and why it's so hard to hold, but it's mostly about how all grinds work and how you hold all of them. So keep front 5.0 in mind. We're gonna play with, because I haven't done it, like haven't really played with this concept. I just think it's gonna work. I also had like a long conversation with Andy Anderson about this. He also thinks it's gonna work, because I had a different theory about it, and then through talking we kind of got to this point. He's not a long front 5.0 either. So the logic is this. I thought about why I can hold nose grinds and why holding front 5.0s are so hard. And I think it's because the first thing I thought was, when I do a long front nose grind, I think of it as almost like a one-wheel nose manual that my truck is like barely dragging. So I'm very much here. But the advantage that you have the front nose grind is it's easy to get to this position that'll push you back onto the ledge. So you don't go front crooky, but you are slightly going this way and it jams you back into it. Crooked grinds, you're automatically angled at the ledge, and if you look at the direction of which way your wheel is pointed, it's always going to pull you back onto the ledge. That's why a lot of times when people fall out of crooked grinds, it's because they get too far on that side, and once you're on that side, it's pushing the pressure of the wheel the other way, and it's slipping you this way. You got to stay behind that wheel, constantly pushing you onto the ledge. It's also why Smith grinds are so hard. If you're catching a little bit of pattern here, whichever way your wheels are angled is the way that it wants to throw you off the ledge or on the ledge. So Smith grinds, obviously your wheels are pointed away from the ledge, so it's super hard to hold. That's why you usually need a curved ledge to sit on it, because it's constantly like, the ledge is constantly coming under you. Feeble grinds, you got to stay in the back seat, which is what's so awkward about them. When you see me do feeble grinds and I'm super far sideways, it's because I'm trying so hard to be over here, because you need this wheel to constantly be pulling you back onto the ledge. And I feel like no one really thinks about, with grinds, what way their wheel is pulling them. They're just thinking, I got to push through it. I'll treat it like a power slide. I'll just like kind of use my like body weight and just jam it, instead of thinking like, okay, which way is my wheel actually trying to turn me? Because I've had conversations with people specifically about holding front 5.0s, and it's like, I can 5.0 switch crook way further than I can 5.0, because once you like 5.0s naturally, when you're on it and you're angled this way, which is how almost everyone 5.0s, this wheel, that left wheel right there, is constantly pulling you off. So you just accept it, and then when you go to switch crook, now all of a sudden your wheels are pushing you back onto the ledge. Front 5.0 is a very uncomfortable trick to get on that side of the ledge. Because if you're leaning way over here, you're gonna want the board to come out here like security. As Zach pointed out, it's also how we learn how to front 5.0 in transition. You're leaning into the ramp, your truck's over the drop. Well, the idea is not to go salad. And honestly, this has a lot to do with Vanessa. My friend Vanessa is good at holding front 5.0s on ledges. And I was like, oh, it's so sick how you kind of go like slightly salady. And she's like, oh, that's just how I hold them. And I was editing a video last night, which went up today, which is in the past for you. And I was watching her 5.0 and I'm like, oh, where her body weight is. And then I started thinking about June. June rides ridiculously tight trucks. And he sort of does the Andy Anderson thing where he does like a one-wheel manual and he lets his truck drag, because there's a couple points in the time where he does this really long 5.0 kickflip. And I remember his truck came up a little bit, and for a second, it was just one-wheel manualing. The idea is I want to show you just like a couple grinds, because like if you think about crosslock, where I say crosslock the wrong way for 50/50s, it's because it jars your wheels, pointing you back towards the ledge and pushing you further into the grind. So I'm just going to film some tricks. I want you to see what I'm talking about, and then Zach and me are going to try to see if this information helps us with specifically front 5.0s. I want to try to front 5.0 as much of this ledge as possible. Since it's out of a bump, it's going to be a little bit more uncomfortable for me because I suck at bumps.
Part of it too is like how your weight's above your heels.
Oh yeah.
Whereas like front 5 front nose grind, your weight's kind of above your toes.
Very uncomfortable to lean over your toes because then your butt comes out and it pushes you off the ledge. People don't think about like how your body bends in one direction as much. Back 5-0s, what's easy about them though is I think it's natural to kind of tweak them ever so slightly salad. We're not talking full salads.
You can also put your foot down.
And yeah, you can drag your heel.
Yeah,
Which
you shouldn't.
You shouldn't.
But you can. You can't really drag your heel on a front 5-0.
I mean, if you have really big heels.
Like what you were saying with the nose grind, because you're really good at holding front nose grind. I prefer nose grind on a rail.
Yeah.
Because you're over grip.
And everything we just said has nothing to do with rails, because with rails, your wheels aren't pushing you any which direction. It's only your truck that you're dealing with and the inside of your wheel that's pinching. We're talking about the surface of your wheel pushing in different directions. So for example, I've taught a bunch of people front 5-0 shove in the middle of the ledge. And I always tell them, you're doing a front 5-0, and then you got to turn it to a one-wheel manual, and then off that one-wheel manual, that's what you're shoving. Because if you try to do it straight from here, your board's going to flip over every time because it's going to catch your truck. I probably was not pointing that at the board. I'm going to pretend that I uploaded. Maybe I can show it a little better, but yeah. This wheel has to go like this, and then you can shove it. And that's the secret for so many tricks. The one-wheel manual and the one-wheel nose manual is such a crucial hack that no one talks about because one-wheel manual and one-wheel nose manuals are circus tricks, but millisecond ones, extremely important. You should probably get really comfortable with like finding those pinches on your grinds.
You know, it's funny. This is the rail we did the balanced nose grind.
Oh, no. This is the rail that you did the balanced nose grind. I did the toe side 5-0 grind on it though. Okay, I'll take credit too.
To go back to your point of like how you do front nose grind, you do one wheel nose manual basically.
Yeah.
I've seen some people hold front 5-0 that same way.
I agree.
Where it's one wheel manual.
Yes.
Again, it's like it's very uncomfortable because no one in their right mind practices one wheel manuals.
Yeah.
Also, like, whose trucks are tight enough to do that?
June's.
Well,
June can front 5. He front 5-0 kickflip something that is literally from here to the quarter pipe. You've been to the spot.
Yeah,
He 5-0'd it first try when we were there. It was hard to 50-50. But June's built absolutely different. So let's I would just want to film you do like a couple grinds, and then he has tight trucks. I have looser trucks. My trucks will probably exaggerate the pinch a little bit more.
What do you mean I got tight trucks?
You got tight trucks, dude.
I don't look.
He has really loose trucks.
Yeah.
I don't even think he has bushings in them.
I don't.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't even have hangers on those things. It's just kingpins that he just pops off of. Can you 50-50 this ledge for me? Pretty sure he's heel side on ledge. Do you fall to cross lock ever, or do you stay heel no matter what?
Honestly, I don't really hold front 50s well.
I think it's because you don't embrace the reverse cross lock.
You do it like the front people.
Exactly.
I can't. I mean,
try.
Cross lock on rails.
I know. Embrace the dark side. Go slow. How did you not, like, when I try to do that, I automatically start sliding cross lock. Okay, hold on. Let me try that. I'm gonna try to stay heel side.
I'll tell you what my secret was though. Is I kept my weight on my front foot.
So I keep my weight on my front foot, and that's what shifts me to cross lock.
That's what made me stay not cross lock.
Interesting. Well, also, what size trucks do you ride? 825?
I skate a size 9, so these are what,
10s.
200s. I don't know the scale.
What size trucks do you ride? Is it 8s or 825s, right?
I think these are 144s.
144. So I think that might be 838 trucks. I'm not positive.
I think it's 825.
Do it on my board. I want to see 50-50 heel side on my board.
I missed.
It wanted to. But you held it back like a 5th grader that never learned math.
That's why I can't front 5-0 though, because I keep my weight on my front foot.
I keep my weight on my front foot as well, but I embrace the cross lock. So when I put my weight on my front foot, it allows the back truck to shuffle because there's nothing holding it down.
I absolutely could have let it go like this.
Yeah.
Even when I backside 50 wedges, I mean, they'll sometimes go like that.
Yeah.
But it's like...
Let me try. I'm going to try it here. Hold this. I'm going to try a full heel side 50-50. I don't think I can hold it. I'm pretty sure I can't hold heel side. Hey. At the end, it really started pushing me out.
I mean, that was heel side basically the whole way.
It was, but if that ledge was 5 feet longer, I would have had to ollie out early. See, right there, I'm in the cross slightly. But once I'm here, I'm just like sitting. Okay, I'm gonna do one more.
But you can also hold this trig way longer than me. So I would think your way is right.
I just want to learn your way. Yeah, it automatically wants to shuffle my back truck, but I also 50-50 with my feet here, so I can use this little nose pivots to fix it if I need to.
It's funny you mentioned some of the things you said, because like when I hold a long back 5.0, it will go solid sometimes.
Yeah.
And
This
even
is the fix. I think most people do end up going slightly this way. I'm not saying this is impossible. I'm also not saying someone can't hold a back 5.0 where it's slightly susky. I'm
Right.
saying the easiest candidate and what's going to make it the easiest to hold is if you embrace the direction of your wheels.
I agree.
These aren't the only way to do it. This is just, in my opinion, the way easier way to do
There's
it.
got to be a definitive, like, this is the best way
Exactly.
to hold it the longest distance.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Maybe not on like, you know, just a regular ledge, but it's like there's got to be some technique that's like.
I agree. Well, I think a good one that gets debated is no slides and tail slides. And I don't know if you and me agree or disagree. So for back tail, I think it's easier to hold a long one if you let it constantly go over rotate. Do you want you to hold a long back tail? Do you think
I want to be
or under rotate?
I want to be locked the fuck in.
You want to be here.
I want to be there.
You're like all the way on. See, I
Yeah.
always end up going this way a little bit.
It does happen sometimes. You're kind of teeter out of it.
Yeah. Which way do you normally teeter though?
Down.
You're here.
No, for real. It
You're like-
no, it does this. It teeters this way.
Oh, but you stay completely
Yeah,
against.
but it will teeter back and forth.
Yeah, I always, especially with nose slides, when I do long nose slides on rails, those tend to go this way a little bit for me.
Yeah, if I start to slide that direction, I fuck up. That's exactly why I like
Yeah.
the board and like the way I cut my trucks.
Yeah, you cut your
It's specifically so I don't move that direction.
It's funny because I had a long conversation with Craig, who's also a good back tailer.
Yeah.
And he's like a over rotator as well. And I think Cody Heil is an under rotator with the front tail.
That's his technique for
Yeah,
back tail, is like he goes blunt slide.
When he does it on a flat part, he ollies straight into front blunt.
And when you're blunt on a rail,
Yeah.
you're two wheels and your board, so
Yeah.
you're pretty locked in. I would
I was
think.
specifically saying like a ledge though, like he tends to go like this a little bit. It's gonna do a cross lock, and I'm just gonna go slow, and maybe it'll show you that. I think it keeps pushing me back on the ledge. Like I'm very like, it's really easy to go off the end, whereas when I'm heel side, I almost feel like I have to be back here, and I have to jump off far to the side. But when I go cross lock, my body weight's actually here. I would say it's like above the board right here, and that is such an easy place to stand. And that's also where I want my 5.0s to be.
Right.
I want to be able to 5.0 because when you 5.0 and you're out here, it's throwing you off. I want to 5.0 and have my body weight directly above this point and have the board be straight.
This is what worries me, is even just there in your front 50, you're locked in the center of your back truck.
Well, I mean, I'd be here. Is what I'm saying.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like the
Yeah.
way you 50 though is like you're locked in the center of your.
Yeah.
That's not how you. That's how you front 50.
Oh, we're not 5.0 like that though.
No, well,
5.0, we're gonna be here.
No, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Is like I feel like it's gonna be tricky to make that transition
I think
because you're like not building on your fundamentals. You're just like it's a whole new
we're
trick.
starting a new thing.
Exactly.
I 100% agree. What I think I'm going to do is start off like this and then like that. So the opposite of the way I front 5.0 round bars, where I start off with a salad per second because I can lock into those comfortably,
Right.
and then turn it to front 5.0. This I'm going to start at front 5.0 and turn it slightly. It's going to be so funny if none of this works though. Like this is how I'm going to try to do it.
Yeah.
And even if I can get from bank to bank, I'd be.
Yeah, but you could
pretty
just
stoked.
you can go bank to bank just with speed alone.
I was gonna say I could go bank to bank like this, like how I would normally 5.0, and I would just go fast. And I
Right,
would
right.
front 180 out the first.
I think you have to go slow.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to go to slow, and like even if I can get into a 5.0 and hold it to like a point where it shows control, I'm chilling. And then with front nose grind, which I don't know if I want to nose grind this right now, but those like I constantly I'll do an adjustment teeter like this, but it's more often than not that I'm really over it like this. So I'll try to nose grind it.
Is Dale coming up here?
Yeah, Dale's coming.
It's gonna be funny if he's the only one who can actually do this.
What, nose grind?
No, front 5.0 this.
I think Dale.
I think he legit has the best chance
I
because
do too, but he's gonna straight go here.
me and you are like, I think we're pretty set in how we do it, but we have the ability to change it.
Yeah.
I think he just has the right way already.
Well, no, he's a heel side front 5.0 switch or 5.0, like yeah. Front
Oh, you're
180
right.
kinda
He
guy.
does it like us.
He does do it like that.
Yeah.
So let's see. Hopefully this isn't a battle. So I
Damn.
went kind of straight, but very toe side.
That was crazy.
Like it was very much like, I don't think at any point in time it came up, but it wanted to. I feel like I was riding slightly tighter trucks. I definitely would have thrown a couple. And there's been times where I filmed like 50-50s in slow-mo, like close up. And I'll be doing like a crosswalk back 50-50 on a ledge, and this will happen. Like,
What the fuck?
Nothing will be grinding for a second, but I'll stay over
It's
it.
just because all your weight's like very locked in.
Absolutely.
You know?
And this cross lock is like, dude, the one wheel manual is such a hack. I'm trying to think of a trick you should definitely do on this. Do a crooked grind for me. I'd be surprised if he doesn't at least come really close first try. But crooked grinds naturally push you back into the ledge. I like how I wanted the 30 to fakie and you said not today.
I hate that trick.
Same.
Fakie?
I say
Crook fakie the other way.
crook fakie the other way is sick. Like the nollie back 180, that one's really hard for me. Is anything that I'm saying, does that make sense to you, or do you have some disagreements?
I've seen a couple of people hold front 5-0. I'm a real front 5-0er.
Yeah.
Or like a transition, Suski.
Yeah.
The long ones I've seen were very like
Manual?
manual.
Yeah, I agree.
That's probably the proper technique.
But
also,
the manual never goes front side at all. It always stays straight over
they
it.
do it perfectly straight.
Yeah.
It feels like a different trick completely than just a regular 5-0.
Yeah, because that's also not the technique that, like, if you're going to do a front 5-0, back 180 in the middle of the ledge, you're going to actually shuffle it over the ledge, which seems like it's going to make it further 180, but it gives you that good leverage to scoop out. No one's doing a balanced front 5-0, back 180 in the middle of the ledge. If you do, you're really different.
Well, that's different. But I do think if you were going to, like, front 5-0, back 180 the whole ledge,
Yeah.
that might be the move. Just the
Oh, like off the end.
off the end. Yeah, to, like, back
I could see that. I think if I were to do it, I would do a balanced front 5-0, and then at the end, I would set it to the Susky, and then adjust from there.
I used to be able to do salads on ledges.
Dude, same. Yeah, I would do front salad pop-outs.
And I could just sit in it, but it's like, again, different trick.
And also, I was riding 775 at the time.
Well, yeah, I was as well. I was
Yeah.
like tiny skateboard.
Same thing with the front side over crook. Don't be mad at me. But the nose grind that you over rotate and pop out early.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like the smaller trucks made that trick really work. And also smaller trucks had me heel side for all my grinds and toe side for my back 50/50s. Because your trucks aren't as wide to shuffle you in. And as I think skateboarders have adjusted to the bigger boards, I really think we need to think more about which way our wheel is spinning. Or at the very least, if you're going to do it any which way you want, having the idea of which way your wheels are spinning that's going to tug you a certain way is something to keep in mind. You back 5-0 this whole thing for me? Yeah. Yeah, even when you keep it very straight, it still goes ever so slightly salad. I really think that front 5-0, that's going to be the secret, man.
A little bit of tail, a little bit of salad.
A little bit of tail, a little bit of salad. Sounds like something that like Patrick Bateman, like that's what he thinks about in his like day-to-day. Like he's like, I'm going to have a little bit of salad, I'm going to get a little bit of tail. And then I'm going to murder some people.
He could definitely front 5-0 this ledge.
Do you think he could?
No, different trick.
Yeah, it's
I mean?
the free. Yeah, what he just said is it's funny how front salad, front 5-0, and front Susky, which is like front Susky, you could argue isn't a trick, but like it is a way that you pinch a trick, are like arguably like completely different things, but they kind of get thrown into the same category on ledges.
It's all front 5-0.
Yeah,
Dude, they're all three different tricks.
but with backside Susky is a different trick, and frontside salad is a different trick when you do it on a rail.
And they should be. It's like
Yeah,
if you were to just do any of the tricks on just the end of the rail, kind of the same shit.
Yeah.
But the technique of like holding on the entire rail
completely
or
different.
flipping out of it, it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it might as well be a front blunt, a back lip, and a dark slide.
Yeah, if someone taps a back Susky on a ledge, people are gonna be like, oh, he just was trying back 5-0. But when someone sees you hold a Susky on a rail, it's like, that's an intentional different trick.
Deliberate.
Yeah. Which I feel like that argument can be made for over crooks on ledges, but that's a dumb debate, and I don't feel like having it.
We already settled that.
We did settle that in a video.
Settled that.
Yeah, that's been settled. Front 5 of this ledge like you normally would. You grind it a little more than you normally do. Do like what you would actually do. Okay, try to grind the whole ledge. And you still popped out early. Grind the whole ledge and go off the end. Okay, now do it without adding speed.
I literally couldn't do the whole ledge like that.
And you're not allowed to 180 out.
My tail's also scraping really hard. That's as far as I can go.
It just throws you out.
Yeah, I'm not really a 5-0er.
Okay.
I do it on rails, I do it on transition. I can hold them on transition, but again, it's like you're throwing speed into the mix.
Yeah. What about manual to 5-0 whole ledge, going that speed? Because I think that's how you're going to be able to do it. I think you're going to be able to use the one wheel technique. I don't think my trucks are loose enough to let me. That looks so secure.
It works.
Go slower. Oh, shit. That started to go a little salady, too.
Yeah, and then it started to go a little fishy.
You're making me wonder.
You did the same thing I did.
You have to pop out when it starts to, because the second you go toe slide, your board's going to flip over.
Yeah, it'll
See
just...
what happens if I just grind till I stop. See how it goes all the way
Yeah.
up? You can like 180 out a little bit further. It's gonna gain you a foot or two.
That's the only reason why pro skaters do front 501 180s in lines, is because it's just easier.
It is kind of easier, but what about this one? That can't hold that. For a second, I thought I was gonna be able to sit on it.
Oh, like a Suski.
Like yeah, that was toe side pinch.
Yeah, no, it's impossible. That's like what I was trying to. It's actually that's why I went twice as fast as I should have, and I still didn't make it.
Okay, I'll try the manual one. Come on, June. That was a manual salad.
That was just a salad.
my tail wasn't touching.
But like you did the whole ledge easily. Like it feels gross, but it's clearly the better way.
I think it feels cool. I'm just so stiff and foreign to it. I feel like if I could get into a front 5.0 and really like lock my shoulders and get my shoulders squared off like I normally would, I feel like I'd be stoked on it. Here, I'll try the salad one. That was crazy. Hold on.
You started to go like back to normal though.
Like the second I turn it that way, you're just there. Yeah, I feel like I could really sit on that. We should try it on this.
I think the real secret to locking in, and always has been, always will be, is like in the movie Rango.
No.
Well, there's like a chameleon lady who like, I don't know if she's a chameleon. I don't know.
She's an animal.
She's an animal, reptile or something. She freezes, and like that's like her defense mechanism.
Yeah.
That's literally what you do. Is like when you're in, your whole body just has to like tense up.
Yeah, I always say deer in headlights.
Because like even when you were getting into that salad, your bottom half was locked the fuck in, but your top half was going like this.
Yeah.
And all that does is eventually your whole body's gonna turn.
Yeah, it changes the entire grind as a whole.
Like when I did that crook earlier, I'm pretty sure I'm like...
Yeah, you were slowly going to fakie and then you had to fix it at the end with the pop out. You really do got to think about your body position over the grind and hold it for the whole thing. So there's room for adjust. Like if you're in it, you're allowed to do a little bit of this, but if this is happening, or if like your feet are doing this twist thing, which happens with feebles on ledges sometimes, you got to figure out how to just, as much as I hate this saying right now, lock in. Lock in, dude.
Lock the fuck in, that's a view. No, it's funny, you mentioned something earlier too that I think is like interesting, is any grind you're in, if your weight is going one way, it's going the opposite down here.
Yeah.
And I think people don't think about that too, is like...
Yeah, the diagonal pressure on your board.
You have to stay centered for any trick you do.
Yeah, or make it diagonal towards the ledge.
But that only works for short distances.
I agree.
Or like curved ledges.
I agree.
You know, but even on the curve, and I think that's why I struggle with curved ledges, is because I don't like the feeling of being off and leaning into it.
Yeah.
I really struggle with curved ledges.
See, I love curved ledges.
You know,
You suck.
I suck.
Okay, front 5 of this whole ledge, if you do it first try, then clearly you're the best. So that was the manual technique, but you went a little front side on it.
I'm just using speed, I'm cheating.
Yeah, slow down. The moment where you commit to the end of the ledge on a front 5.0 is just really uncomfortable. I think you just got to lock that body weight in the scary spot. That was really close.
I'll take it.
You're taking that one?
Hell yeah.
You got to go off the end, dude.
That's the furthest front 5 I've ever done.
What inspired me, honestly, for doing this trick was and I want to say his name was Tyler. There was a kid at my local park, or a park that I go to a lot, Shrimptown, that I just did a video at that has already come out when I was back in Maryland. And he would front 5.0 crossing down this kink ledge. And it was like this, exactly like this, except for this part went out like maybe 2.5 times as long. And he would front 5.0 it all the time. And I remember thinking, he kind of went slightly salad and manualed them a little bit. So someone needs to get to the end. It's got to be you.
There's a reason why back 5.0s exist.
Yeah,
You know what I
this
mean?
is true. To avoid front 5.0s.
They're so much better.
Dude, the last time I was here was with you. I'm gonna use Suski technique.
Yeah, see if you can Susky the whole thing. It doesn't work. I don't think
bet you I can do it.
You think you can go the whole way?
I think I can.
But you have, the rule is you're not allowed to do it by only throwing speed at it. So if you have to go super fast and like force your way off the end, it's not the same as controlling it off the end.
Like I'm going slower than I want to.
Yeah, we're going slow right now. So the idea is this: how could you Susky a 50-foot long ledge? No, you would eventually 180 out.
If I was going fast enough,
as fast as he wants.
Yeah.
He's not Susking off the end of this.
Okay, you're not. We're saying you're not doing it. That's what he's saying. I think you might. Speed of light has a limit.
I'm telling you, dude, you can't.
Speed's the only thing I got. Why are you taking the only thing I have?
You can't hold front Susky. It doesn't work.
You don't think?
No.
Coming from the back Suski bout over here.
You're not just gonna jump on this right away.
I'm warmed up.
Yeah, you have to go off the end.
Oh fuck.
You had like 3 inches.
God, okay, I used a little speed on that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm such a bitch. I had to pop out.
Because he was saying earlier, he was like, oh, it feels kind of gross, but now it looks like your body's settling into the lean and you look comfortable.
Just a manual. Could have won 1,000 more feet.
You think so?
No.
Do another one.
That really was the longest 5.0 I've ever done.
Easy.
Damn, not a heel drag in sight. That last front 5.0, I was very like conscious of my big toe.
Really? Oh, like leaning into it?
A lot of my weight was on my big toe.
Okay. I'm going to take the knowledge. Tell me what I'm getting into. Big toe?
Okay, it's daunting at first. You're
Okay.
scared.
Okay. I already am because there's a bump.
Embrace it.
Okay.
Go manual the whole way.
Can I land like that?
Yeah?
Like 45 out?
Sure.
45 degrees?
You do whatever you want. I don't know if like in my head this is what happened is I kept this shoulder, I tried to keep it above the nose. I think a big thing like for a better visual like this. So I think a lot of times you want to do it like this.
Yeah.
That's how you do a transition because you're kind of ready to go in.
Yeah.
And that's what causes the turn. When you manual something, you don't do that.
You're right. You're
I think
flat.
You have to keep your shoulder above your nose. That's pretty good.
Salad from 180, baby. That's a little
Was that salad?
A little bit. It was like
It was like it's not supposed to be full salad. It's just a slight inward turn.
yeah. I don't think he's trying to lock like straight up
Yeah.
a blunt salad. You know.
Oh, you're just thinking.
Yeah.
But that'd be
I'm
sick.
thinking front 5.0 that's slightly inward. It's not gonna be pinchy salad.
It's so much resistance. That's what's gonna make that tough.
No. Well,
No, you.
I gave up too early.
I was gonna say you had it.
Man, I gotta find like the perfect center point because if I'm 2 on this side, I'm gonna fall out. But if I'm 2 on that side, it drops down.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm saying, like, I feel like if I actually pinch it like a crook and sit on this side, I might be able to.
I think the toe side pinch ain't it. I think it's gonna
Yeah.
Oh,
It's your shoulders.
That's how I fucking do it. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
doing this. I think once I accept this, I'm fine.
Oh!
Damn.
You have like a foot and 2 inches.
Dude, I want to try it that way. It looks fun. Hey, you went to flat.
Like really close. You were pretty straight at first too.
Yeah, I know. I think that's the secret.
Pretty close.
I mean, no, but yes.
There we go.
I mean, that was off the end, but I want to go a little more in. Yes. Now. That was straight and dragging my tail.
There you go.
Watch, I never really thought about just keeping it straight and not bending it inward. There was like no friction with that. That felt kind of like crooked or like nose grindy. I think let's 2 in a row. I think I have it figured out.
Was that the end?
Is that all of it?
Was that all of it?
It's close.
I mean, no, but yes. So the consensus is, keeping it straight, you can drag your tail and hold it, but it's awkward to keep. Like the times that I grinded off the end, I was thinking salad and it didn't go far enough. It stopped at straight. And it was like, I feel like I could have gone another 5-10 feet. The manual way, the obvious best way to do it, shooting like a one-wheel manual, I would argue tighter trucks make that way easier. Zach felt like he could go, Zach said he could feel like he could go until he came to a stop. Zach's feeling cozy with him. At first he was a little like, it doesn't feel cool, but now he's like stoked on it. Okay, so real quick, we're gonna try to 5.0 this ledge. It's probably a good, I don't know, 5 feet longer than the ledge we just did. It's a good one. Back to back, dude. Dude!
We actually fucking unlocked the technique.
Dude, done. It's done.
2 tries.
That's second try. Dude, that was so impossible. Like, a month ago, I could never.
I couldn't have fathomed.
Dude, we've talked, dude. I'm so stoked. This is genuine excitement right here. We're hyped.
We actually like learned something.
Yeah.
What?
This guy, dude.
And I didn't even 180.
That was so sick.
All right, one more for the 180.
180's like less cool.
I agree. Unless you do it back to back.
There you have it. Front 5.0 is holding it every which way.
Yeah.
That way you need to add an insane amount of speed.
Did I go to the end with Fakey?
I think so. At least you're like, your truck went off the end, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
like the pivot out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you were at the end.
That's crazy. We really fucking unwrapped this mystery.
Yeah, all 5.0s is.
Wow.
But the logic is, Dale's way, if this ledge, I think, was 3 feet longer, there would be no catching us.
What do you mean? You think so?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's make it 3 feet longer.
To do Dale's way, you have to have immense balls and speed.
Yeah.
To do it my way,
Manual balance.
you have to